Hey guys, our names are Breckanne Kaneen and Rebecca Rogers, and our presentation is on the family systems theory, but we will be focusing on the dynamics of addiction within families.
So, as we remember from last week, that the family systems theory is a theory that focuses on the family as a whole rather than the different parts in it. In other words, the individuals and various relationships within the family, while they are important, are not as important as the family as a whole. The individuals and relationships create the function of the family, and they each influence how the dynamics of the family go together. Our presentation specifically will be focusing on the various ways in which addiction affect the dynamics of a family.
So now we'll be explaining in more detail about the different roles that family members, especially children, play when an individual in the family is struggling with any addiction.
The first role is called the family hero, which is basically an individual who is responsible, successful, and always tries to do the right thing. They are seen as the overachiever and always trying to help others. The family hero generally notices the issues and the deficits in a family, and they try to compensate for those deficits. Without help, they can easily become workaholics, not easily able to set limits, and feel like they are responsible for everything and everyone.
This next role is called the scapegoat. The scapegoat is the individual in the family who's hostile, defiant, and angry in reaction to the addiction that's taking place in the family. They are a smokescreen, which temporarily takes focus off of the addiction, and they generally have trouble in school as well as work later on in life.
The next role is the lost child, which is the individual who withdraws and isolates themselves from the problem. They are seen as the loner and that avoids conflict. Some potential issues that they face later in life are sexual identity problems, little zest for life, and promiscuous behavior.
The mascot is the individual who is seen as a clown and provides humor in the family. They are generally immature, fragile, and a distractor. Internally, they feel fear, anxiety, and insecurity. Potential issues they face in the future are that they are unable to deal with stress and they are a compulsive clown.
These next two roles also play a part in the family systems in regards to addiction. The addict is obviously the individual who deals with an addiction of any kind. The codependent or the enabler is the individual, usually, but not always, the spouse, who does not encourage the addict to take responsibility for the actions, or they make excuses for their behavior. They also are likely to take responsibility for the addict's actions.
So now that we've gone over the different roles that individuals play when there's an addict in the family, we're going to show you a clip about a family who deals with these issues. The clip will show a family where the son, Kevin, is in rehab for a drug addiction. His two siblings, Randall and Kate, are there as well, along with their mother, Rebecca. And they're visiting him and they're speaking with a counselor about Kevin's issues. It's important to note that their father, Rebecca's husband, passed away when the kids were in high school, and he had a struggle with alcohol addiction many times throughout his life. So pay attention to the roles that each of the family members take on in this clip.
Rebecca, do you have an opinion about your husband's alcoholism? Did you ever talk to your children about their father being an addict? Did you ever warn them that they would have the gene?
My children lost their father when they were 17. They didn't have their father at their high school graduation. Randall didn't have his father when his children were born. Kate will not have her father at her wedding. So they had 17 years of memories. And that's it. There won't be any new ones for the rest of their lives. So, no, I did not sit them down and color their memories of their father by talking about the one part of him that wasn't perfect. And you really do a disservice by calling my husband an addict because he was so much more than that. Thank you.
It's interesting that you bring up examples of Kate and Randall, but not Kevin.
What?
Kate not having her father at her wedding and Randall not having his father when his children were born.
Yes, because those were just the first two examples that came to my mind.
But don't you find it interesting that you have specific examples for your other children, but not Kevin?
I don't. I don't find it interesting. I find it typical, to be honest with you. I mean, this is what we talk about.
Enough,
Mom,
dude, enough. You don't have to lay into her.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, here we go is right. Look, I've tried to empathize with you, Kevin. I really have. Okay, I've held my tongue as your rich, spoiled ass got sent to this 4 seasons for almost killing my daughter when most anybody else would have got sent to jail. I've held my tongue while you've whined about your childhood. A childhood which I was there for, by the way, which I bore witness to. Your football tosses on the lawn with Dad. Your tummy rubs from Mom when you had a fever. See, Barbara may not have been there, but I was there. So don't you dare try to pull that same lame-ass piece of wool over my eyes, bro, okay? I've held my tongue, but I will not hold my tongue while you go after our mother for not parenting.
I'm not going after our mother, Randall. Why do you always twist things around like
He's
that?
not twisting anything, Kevin. He's simply defending me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mom. You're right. I'm sorry. Why don't you take his side? Because that's
I
what...
am not taking anybody's
You want to
side.
talk about your tortured childhood? Huh? You want to compare baggage?
Randall, let's do that. No, I would never compare my tortured childhood with yours, Randall, because I wasn't abandoned or adopted, or I didn't have anxiety, or I'm not a genius.
No, you're definitely not that, Kevin. You know what else you're not? You're not an addict, okay? The only thing that you're addicted to is attention. I mean, what happened, Kev? Your movie wrapped, you weren't rolling with Sly and Ron Howard anymore. Nobody was looking at you. So you had to get us all up here. All eyes on you, cue drug problem. Okay, Kev.
Okay, guys.
No, you know what? I want to know your thoughts on this, Randall. Why do you think your daughter was hiding in my car? Why do you think your daughter was hiding in my car? Have you ever thought about that?
What about it?
She was avoiding the Randall show.
Don't you
No,
dare
no,
talk
welcome
about
to the
it.
Randall show, ladies and gentlemen.
Kevin.
Adopted by white people, 2 dads. Does it get any more interesting than that? Well, not for Randall. So you move your dying father into your home without thinking about what your wife or what your kids think of that, and then you bring some strange girl into the house after he dies, right? And the only person sitting there that no one's paying attention to is your daughter, Tess.
You know what? I'm done, man.
No, Randall.
And cue Randall out the door. Cue Mom chasing her favorite son. This is such a predictable movie. You are so predictable.
You raise your voice to her one more time.
All your children you love equally,
Fine.
right? That's
Yes,
what you keep saying.
do love all
I'm
my
sure that
children
you
the
do.
same.
Wouldn't it feel refreshing, though, just to right here in this forum, because this is where you do that kind of stuff, to just tell everyone the truth, which is that you love Randall the most. He's your favorite,
not
right?
True, Kevin.
It's not true.
That's absolutely
It's
ridiculous. I'm
Yeah,
not
okay, it's
gonna
ridiculous.
say
And
that,
then you one
Kevin.
thing that you and I have. One thing that you and I have that is special, that is just you and me. Not all of us. Not me and Randall. Not me and Kate.
Kevin, can you stop? I'm flustered, and it's not kind of you.
Well,
what
just
you're
admit
doing.
that you love Randall more. We can stop pretending to be
No,
this
he
perfect
was
little
just
family.
easier. He was easier, and he didn't recoil when I touched him, and he wasn't some sullen teenager who was angry at me for no reason, and he didn't abandon me and move away after his father died.
So as we watched this video, we picked up on Rebecca, the mom, being the enabler or the codependent by defending Jack, the father's, behavior and addiction. Kate was portrayed as a lost child, as she was seen to withdraw from the situation and not really say what was on her mind. Randall was portrayed as the family hero because he was the easier child, intelligent, and stood up for his mom. Kevin seemed to be the addict as well as the scapegoat. He had a drug addiction, but he also was the scapegoat from his teenage years from when his father struggled with alcohol. Rebecca expressed how he was angry and lashed out at her for no reason. We have seen these principles in our own lives and hope that you can apply them in yours as well. Thank you for watching.